ultimately I want to put the right people up. Some of you out there, you shouldn't start a brand, you shouldn't start a business. If you're not the right person for it, I hope it puts you up. Because I'm not holding anything back. I'm going to be showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly. What's this then? A bit of baking. Have you been baking? What did you bake? Cookies. Welcome to week 2, episode 2 of the Brand Builder Diaries. So glad to have you with me. If you missed last week's episode, then make sure you do check it out. I'll link it above here or down below. And just so you can understand the reasons why I'm doing this, what we're doing, basically documenting the entire process from start to whenever it finishes, this whole concept of building a brand. And, ultimately this week I wanted to carry on with what I talked about last week, the idea being over the next few weeks, really just going to catch you up to real time. We've been working on the foundations for this brand over the last few months, and I wanted to kind of give you the backstory rather than just say, hey, here's some products we're launching. It is kind of give you the full journey as to how we've arrived there, the decisions we've made to arrive there, and how ultimately that's going to help you. This content is not about me telling my story as much as it is telling my story within the context of then hopefully helping you on your journey too. So that's what I'm going to aim to do. And one of the big ways to, I hope that I can help you, is to try and help you think a little bit differently. There's a lot of content out there about tactics, but I want to teach more strategy. There's a lot of content out there about what to do, but ultimately I want to teach you more of how to think, because I think what you do and the tactics you employ will change over time, but the mindsets, they'll never change. The mindsets of being a successful entrepreneur, the mindsets of building a successful brand have been the same for 100 years, and they'll be the same for the next 100 years. And I suppose therein lies the frustration that is the topic of today. You see, as you would well know, the online retail opportunity continues to accelerate, and it's an exciting time to be in online retail. We've seen, 5 years worth of growth in the last 5 months of this year. It's been genuinely insane. But whilst that opportunity grows and the popularity of selling on platforms like Amazon grows, there's also been like an influx of this way of running a quote unquote business that is just never going to last. The idea that you can just find a product, just some random product that hits a few different metrics, and then just sell it on autopilot and just live the life of your dreams without putting in really much work. Like, unfortunately, as much as that is sold as the dream, it's not the reality of how you build a real business. And there's been hundreds of thousands of people that have signed up to a seller account on Amazon, many of whom have actually taken it no further because inspiration is all around us, but activation is hard to find. But so many people have started an Amazon account with this idea that selling online is this crazy good opportunity that it's just going to make you loads of money overnight, when the reality is that the opportunity is incredible as long as you build a business with the principles, the sound foundations of building a real business that have never changed. Those principles are the principles ultimately that we've really come back to when building this new brand, when we've come to launch SuperSTEM, when we first started talking about the idea of it, myself and my business partner, we said, we don't want to just sell products, but actually we want to help solve problems for people. And ultimately that's like the foundation of what we call the product potency formula inside of Brand Builder University. And it's the idea that you don't just sell products that make you money, because that's quite short-lived. Just ask people in 2017 that sold fidget spinners. It was great for a moment, but the problem with just selling products that hit certain metrics is often they can be here today and gone tomorrow. And I want to take you on this journey, and I want to show you how we're doing what we're doing, because my goal is not to be here today, gone tomorrow. My goal is not to make a lot of money in 6 months. My goal is to build a lifetime worth of wealth over the next few years. My goal is to leave a generational legacy to my kids because of the work that I'm putting in over these next few years. And so, I don't expect any of that to be easy. I don't expect myself to be, sipping on the pina coladas on the Copacabana whilst my sales keep rolling in. No, we're going to put our shoulder to the grind, and we're going to push hard at building a real brand here. And I want to show you guys how we're doing that so that you can hopefully be inspired. But ultimately, I feel like I want to put the right people up. There's some of you out there that you shouldn't start a brand, you shouldn't start a business. And I shouldn't say that as someone who sells training on how to start your own business, because it will result in less sales for me. But ultimately, my goal is not selling programs. My goal is helping people be successful. And so I hope that sharing this journey with you about how we're actually building a real brand and why we're doing that, I hope it inspires you. And like I say, if you're not the right person for it, I hope it puts you up, because I'm not holding anything back. I'm going to be showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So anyway, I'm going to share a little bit more about why the mentality behind what we're doing, why we're doing it in a moment. But first, I'm just going to jump into a strategy call with my business partner. It's Friday right now when I'm recording this, and every Friday recently, that can change. Obviously, we're pretty flexible, but every Friday we've been kind of meeting to talk through the next steps of the business, how we're going, analyze things, how we're going to launch these products, and what we're working on. So I'm going to jump into that, and then we'll catch up a little bit after that. Awesome. Well, that was a good meeting, got lots done, super excited every time we get together and talk about the future of the business. Can't wait to share with you guys some of the stuff that we'll be planning for the next few months ahead. It's going to be exciting. We talked about just some of the timelines for when we're going to be launching products, how we're going to launch them, different strategies, and also some email marketing thoughts that we've been throwing around, a few other bits, and super productive. I'm actually going to bring Claire onto the channel next week, so if you do have any questions for the both of us next week, make sure you do drop them in the comments below, and we'll definitely bring her on. Let's talk a little bit more about the foundational mindsets that I mentioned earlier, how we're deploying them, and how I would encourage you to do the same. We'll do that right now, but first I'm going to go grab a coffee.
2 pods. What a girl.
No, top one. No, that one. Yep. Boom. You want some coffee? Yeah. So it's a little bit darker out because I ended up going to see a property this afternoon, but I wanted to make sure I did finish the day just by talking you through the foundational mindsets that we've been talking through as we go to launch SuperStem. Having sold toys for a long time now, a number of years, I know how to sell toys, I know how to rank them on Amazon, I know how to find products that hit the right metrics, but I really wanted to push things a little bit further. We teach inside Brand Builder University this thing, like I said, called the product potency formula, and it's about products that solve problems for people, but there's like a framework around that, a process for how you find those kind of opportunities. And there's like 6 key steps, and it's like demand, competition, profitability, differentiation. But the 5th step is where it really begins to take off. And a lot of people just stop after those first 4 steps. They find a product that's got demand, they find it's got low enough competition to give them opportunity to launch as a new seller into that market. They look at profitability. Is it profitable? Obviously a key question. And then they find maybe something that they can differentiate, that they can, improve upon what is already available. And people kind of stop there. And I suppose in the past I've done that too, but in recent times been really a lot more focused on that 5th step, which is scalability. It's not just profitability, but it's scalability. It's understanding the kind of customer that we're trying to reach. And so as we've been talking through SuperStem and planning the launch, we've been really talking through what does it look like to really serve this customer well. We know that STEM education, STEM toys, that kind of thing is going to be the market we're going into. But how do we really frame it so that we are helping customers, so that we are serving a group of customers that is going to be with us over the long haul? Because ultimately, if you just sell products on Amazon, you do open yourself up to the changing, the winds of change on Amazon and the algorithmic changes, etc. We really wanted to make sure we build a long-lasting brand with longevity that's going to be secure. And so, how we're doing that is by building a real brand that has a clear idea of who the people are that we're trying to reach. And so those are the questions I think that real brands ask. But in recent years, as people have started to look at more and more selling on Amazon and looking at the metrics and making sure they get a product that sells loads but it's got low reviews and that's kind of it, they've forgotten to ask, I think on the whole, not everybody, but on the whole, have forgotten to ask basic questions when it comes to building a business, like who are my target audience? What goals do they have? What frustrations do they have? what problems do they need solving? And then, beyond that is how can I then go and connect with that audience? Because so many people are so reliant on Amazon, and I know I have been in the past with different brands and different products, etc., so reliant on Amazon as their stream of income, as their source of traffic, source of revenue, that if one thing changes, then it brings their whole revenue down. And, I'm making a commitment. I don't want our brand to be in the mercy of an algorithmic shift or a change of CEO that wants to do things differently. I want to make sure that our brand is going out there connecting with people, because ultimately our brand exists for people. Our brand is funded by people. Products don't make us any money, people actually do. And so getting a real clear idea on who the people are. Now, for anybody, if you're watching and you're just starting out, you might be thinking, oh, that's a big job. Excuse my daughter there screaming in the background. Do I then need to go and find something with this amazing audience before I go and source a product? Here's my deal, right? Is I don't discount the data. You'll hear me talk about how you should, you should still look at the data. You should lead with the data, but allow passion and allow people and allow the scalability of it to come in behind that. Data is going to help you find your first product, but when you find that first product, make sure that that is a brand that you could potentially develop. Now, we'll of course be unpacking this every week over the Brand Builder Diaries, and I'm not expecting everyone just to be fully on board with the way I'm thinking from day one, because it is a bit more hard work than just simply selling your $1 million products on Amazon that are going to help you sit on the Copacabana drinking pina coladas. But all the same, we're really passionate about building brands and helping people build businesses with longevity. So like I said, there's a bit of the mindset behind why we're doing what we're doing with SuperStem, and just to kind of encourage you to follow the journey. If you want to build something that's long lasting, that doesn't just get affected by the winds of change online, but is something that is grounded in the successful principles of successful businesses over history, then make sure you're following along. 3 ways you can do that. Number 1, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Going to be posting an update every week. Number 2, join the Society, free Facebook group where we share a bunch of training and support and encouragement inside that. And then number 3, on the socials, you can follow me below. There's links to my Instagram and my Twitter, as I'll be daily documenting the journey as we're building these brands, letting you in behind the scenes, showing you what we're doing. So definitely do that, and I would love to see you on those. And hopefully see you in the Society. Hopefully this video has been helpful. Next week I'll be bringing Claire, my business partner, on to talk about how to work together as business partners, why to work together, is it worth doing for you, is it worth thinking about, and if you do, how do you make it successful? So I'll hope to see you in that episode. But now it is bath time. Is it bath time?
Yes. Can I hold your phone?
Yes.